You're probably already guessing it, and you're right. Multi-leaders can also be annotative. In this lesson, we'll use the annotative property to create some predictably sized multi-leaders. On my screen I have a civil engineering example. This drawing represents a proposed site plan for a fast food restaurant. Since this is a civil engineering example, each unit equals 1 foot. I've already created a layout for this drawing. Let's click the Layout tab and take a look. This layout is configured for an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper. If I zoom in and double click in the viewport, we can see the viewport scale is set to 1:30, or 1 inch equals 30 feet. I'm going to double click outside the viewport to get my cursor back on the layout. I'll do a zoom extents, and then we'll return to model space. If I zoom in, you can see that I've already added some annotations to this drawing. If I hover over them, the annotative icon displays, showing us that these were created using annotative styles. At this point, I'd like to add some annotative multi-leaders. I'll start by creating a new style. To do that, I'll open the annotation panel and I'll click the multi-leader style icon. I'll click New and I'll call this style Annotative Leaders. Initially, we will have the same settings as a standard multi-leader style. I'm going to check the annotative box because I'd like these leaders to size themselves automatically. I'll click Continue. I'll then adjust the settings in this dialog box to match the size of the other annotations in my file. On the Leader Format tab, I'm going to set the arrowhead size to 0.125, the same size I'd like those arrowheads to appear on the printed sheet. I'll then jump to the Leader Structure tab and set the landing distance to 0.1. On the Content tab, I'm going to change the text height to 0.125. When I'm finished, I'll click OK. The new annotative style now shows up over here on the left side of the dialog box. I'll click Close and I can create my first leader. Since I've already added some annotative objects to this drawing, my scale is set properly. So I'll pan the drawing over and let's label this elevated sign first. I'll launch the multi-leader command and I'm going to snap to the midpoint of the top edge. I'll pull this out and I'll type elevated. I'll hit enter and give myself a hard carriage return sign, and I'll click on screen when finished. And with absolutely no extra work on my part, I've created a multi-leader that matches the size of the other annotations in my drawing. Let's create one more. I'd like to label this menu board. I'll launch the multi-leader command again. We'll snap to the midpoint of the top edge and I'll pull this up. I'll then type menu board. When I'm finished, I'll do a zoom extents and we'll return to the Layout tab. And this drawing is well on its way to becoming a finished exhibit. Now that you've seen how the annotative property works, I'm sure you'll agree that it's the easiest way to size all of the annotations in your drawing.